Hello, hello, hello. We have Rose Goku Black's EZA, the greatest mystery, the greatest, speculative thing, the what if, did they make a mistake, the global mess up putting him in the data download early, all of that fun stuff. We no longer have to worry about that because we have LR INT Goku Black here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. Again, I have not read his entire kit yet. I do know that it happened last night, but it wouldn't be me if I wasn't late to the party. So here we go. LR Rose Goku Black. So right off the bat, we're going to be looking at his leader skill. Won't go too much on that. We're obviously not going to be running him on as a leader anytime soon. But if you, for some reason, don't have any Future Saga leaders, there you go. You got a 150 lead, right? So both super attack effects greatly raise defense. So automatically that is a W. So greatly raising attack on your 18 key is not bad, causing colossal damage, or causing mega colossal damage, causing colossal damage. Let me make sure this chair stops squeaking. So let's look at the passive. We have the Test of Rage. So we have key +3, attack and defense plus 160% at the start of turn, plus an additional attack and defense plus 8% each time key rises by 1, up to 160%. So that basically means that we get what? What is the number on that? Key rises by 1, so 8%. Yeah, so up to 20 orbs you get buffs. So 20 orbs is obviously not going to be the most realistic thing in the world, so I would not count on that getting the full buff very often. But as a nuking guy, this guy could be crazy if you set that up. Key +3 when 18 key is 18 or more. So on a 18 key super attack, we're going up to 21 key. Launches an additional super attack when key is 22 or more. So when we're at 19 key, we get +3 key. I've said key a lot, I'm sorry, it's just how many times it's in the kit. But so if we get the 19 key, we are getting +3, which means we are going to be getting a guaranteed additional super attack. And then key +6 and high chance of performing a critical hit for the rest of the battle after delivering the final blow. So we had a feeling that, or it shouldn't go without saying, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the final blow mechanic wasn't just outright removed, but they did keep it inside of the kit. So key +6 and a high chance of performing a critical hit for the rest of the battle. I'd say that is good. High chance to crit as well as a key +6 will make his key issues much, much better. But again, after the final blow, it is not great. So recovers 6%. So what does that mean? So recovers 6% HP when HP is 60% or 66% or above, and then recovers 6% HP at the end of turn in which attack was received. So looking at this guy, because again, this guy has a rage mode, and which we'll look at in a minute, but just kind of looking at a practical situation, obviously a slot 2 unit here, there's really just no way he's going, because you can see that his defense is coming mostly on supers, right? Attack plus 160%, and then attack and defense, at least. So 160% defense could be interesting, especially after you obviously that's not going to be very feasible. So what's the average amount of orbs that you get, right? Especially considering this guy does not have key per orb or anything like that. I'd say on average, you probably are getting 3 to 6 orbs on a turn. Especially if you have rainbow orb changers, it might be a little bit closer to 6 to 7. Maybe even less than that. I'd say anywhere from 3 to 6 is what your average is going to be. So let's just cut that right down the middle at 4 orbs, right? So every turn you're going to be getting 32% attack and defense per orb, or not per orb, but when you get orbs and stuff like that. So again, it's going to be interesting. Well, each time key rises by 1. Maybe I'm misreading that. Yeah, I think I am misreading that. So your key would rise by however many orbs, right? So if you had 6 int orbs, you get 96% because you'd be getting your key raised by 12. Okay, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. So I'm figuring this out as I'm reading it, but okay, that makes a little bit more sense because it's not orb based, it's key based. So you're really looking for int orbs with this guy because that would give you the double buff, right? So if you got 10 int orbs, for example, you'd be getting 160% to your attack and defense, which is pretty good, right? I think this guy could potentially be solid. I don't have the calcs pulled up on this one, so let me go ahead and grab those real quick. I have courtesy of my good friend Jordan W20. He usually tends to do calcs, and let me pull those up just so we have an idea of what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so we now have some calculations up for a few scenarios here, again, from Jordan over on Twitter. You can see his it's the same thing over on YouTube. So if we're looking at this guy at the 55% level, you can see on a double super, we're looking at 700,000 defense, which most of the time is going to be decently reliable for normals. It's not always going to tank, but most of the time it will. If you look at a fight like the physical merge Zamasu from the red zone stage, especially after he supers, he will not be tanking normals from that. But again, we're talking about a 2020 LR EZA taking normals from like one of the hardest hitting bosses in the game. I just don't think that's very feasible. And then when you look at how he is going to look, especially with 100%, if he triple supers, you're going to be looking at like 1.2 million defense, which again is very good. But with like the final blow mechanic still existing, the what else? The kind of not like, it's not going to be perfect, right? I think that's kind of the best way to put it. But like Chilai support, we're looking at like 1.4, and then over 1 million defense at 55% with Chilai support. Not bad whatsoever. I think that this EZA is solid just by looking at it. So let me quickly go ahead and look at these other stuff that we have in here. This is more than one. We have so where's the active skill condition? Did that not change? So if we have to wait, I believe, for the data download to see the active skill condition, but I can't imagine it changes, or because, you know, you have to update the game for that. But here he is in his rage mode. We have greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes destructive damage to the enemy. Massively raises his attack for 1 turn and causes destructive damage. So he massively raises, which is a 100% raise, and then we have a greatly raises, which is a 50% raise when he is doing his 18 key and his 12 key in the rage mode. And then the passive is key 6, receive an additional key, +2 per key sprint obtained, which is very nice, and then attacks effective against all types. So that's not a bad giant form rage mechanic, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. This will just be the rage mechanic for this guy, because obviously he's not going giant, but it's in essence it works the same, right? It's going to take away supers, it's going to take AoEs. The problem with this guy, so it's like, you know, if you want to kind of call me, like, say what I'm going to say, it's like, oh, you say Piccolo's the best because he has this, right? It is a little bit different because this guy is not going to have the defensive prowess that Piccolo has. He doesn't give the rotation key when he gets hit. He doesn't have guard. He doesn't have a built-in heal with damage reduction. I'm not comparing this guy to Piccolo, but I'm also just trying to cover the base that just because this guy has a rage mode giant mechanic does not mean that he's going to be like a top 3 unit in the game just because he has that alone, right? So I just wanted to quickly look at a couple of the units, in my opinion, that are going to get the biggest buff. Number 1 should be pretty obvious, and that is going to be Tech Merge Zamasu. We're not going to talk about his kit, but just know that we have a good linking partner here. If we want to show more, they are going to be sharing 4 links, and one of those will obviously be, so let's see, like if we just want to pull up the links they share, they are going to be sharing Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So only 1 defensive link, which is not great. But again, it's still going to help because now this guy has like another reliable slot 2 unit that can just go in and do a ton of damage, and then just these 2 with the amount of damage they'll be doing will be pretty nutty. And then another unit, and I don't have him pulled up, but AGL Zamasu would be a very good unit for this. And then if we want to look, we can see this guy again is just another unit that will be helped out from this Rose getting a buff, and overall just that team, right? And then we also have this is him himself. I was trying to see if there was something in here, but like if we look at the teams that he has, they're going to be getting buffs as well. We have something like Corroded Body and Mind, which is in dire straits. It desperately needs help, so this guy's probably just the best unit on that team just by looking at it. I guess it depends on how you view Janemba and stuff like that, but this guy's probably the best unit on the team now. Maybe Metal Cooler, Diabolical Villains, he's up there with Golden Frieza, you know, stuff like that. I think there's another one of the best units on this team. You have someone like Super 17 who's not great. And then Global Chaos as well is going to really help because we know we have something like Super Boo, we have the Merge Zamasus, we probably have AGL Zamasu down here somewhere, we have Intma Jr. This is a very good team, Worldwide Chaos. And then, you know, this Tech Merge Zamasu's leader skill is also going to give you access to Realm of Gods and Fused Fighters. So all in all, a very good buff. This unit is really going to be seeing a bit of a stock up from this EZA. So let me know down below what you guys think of this EZA. I'm sure a lot of you are super excited because we were waiting for this one potentially for a Part EX or something like that. Again, what this is going to be included in, we do not know, but we do have the unit itself. So that's all I got for you in today's video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan Battle content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.